Okay. We are live. Welcome.
Hello. What's up, everyone?
Our 9th episode of Pink Flags, and it is possibly the fastest growing podcast on Facebook.
That's a beautiful thing.
We are getting it.
Now, this week, we're going to talk about family. We're going to have some family on. We're going to have Wise's daughter-in-law, Layla, who talked to us in our Sexuality Pride episode. And we are going to have Mr. Williams, because our girl Sean and her husband Kevin celebrated their first wedding anniversary. I was there the first time. I did not make the anniversary. I am truly bummed. But one of these weeks, it's going to be live from the ATL.
Yes. That's going to be joy.
Oh, we're going to be so drunk. Anyway. So,
everyone,
I had a red Solo cup because it's a summertime.
I got a lot of liquor from the anniversary party.
I got moonshine.
Look, you got moonshine.
Well, I
love moonshine. by the half an hour, you're gonna be done.
No, when we were in the Poconos a couple of weeks ago, we got the bourbon and seltzer in a can.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got shots of moonshine in the little can, and we put them in the bourbon and seltzer. We were feeling nice out there in the Pennsylvania sunshine. Lucky sunshine. Don't at me, Pennsylvania. Anyway. But yeah, moonshine is good food.
Yeah, let me tell you, speaking of family, when I first went to my in-laws, my cousin-in-law in North Carolina, we went for her husband's 50th birthday party. And I see a nice looking liquor on the table. And
is it in the yard?
It was what?
You made it in the yard?
By the time I finished drinking the moonshine, there was a cup in front of me that was visible and I could barely see it. It was so messed up. That was my first interaction with moonshine. Moonshine ain't no joke. It's no joke. It's not for the rookies.
Right.
It's for the professional drinker.
Around the holidays, I make coquito with apple pie moonshine.
Ooh.
It is not to be missed. Yeah.
I think that's what I had. And that's what gets you so messed up, because apple pie moonshine, like, it tastes so good. So it's like you're not even thinking about it. Didn't hit you. Like,
oh, no. Blackberry moonshine. Oh, you could die happy.
Really?
You'll die. But you'll die happy. Anyway, this is supposed to be about family, not about liquor.
Liquor and family
is kind of about liquor.
Liquor and family go together.
Or they don't.
Liquor and our family go together.
So, today, family.
So,
what are we discussing?
We are going to family it up. There are really good things to having a family. Like the minute I met Mr. Williams, I started meeting Mr. Williams' family. There was no barriers. There was no there just wasn't. It's Sean married. Sean has like the super generous spirit, wonderful open heart. And then she meets like a whole shitload of generous spirited, open-hearted people.
Yes.
And yeah, it's a good thing.
And this episode, it's really like this episode is so fitting because I'm still on cloud 9 for feeling love from family over the weekend. My brother-in-law came all the way from Italy and surprised us with his kids and everything like that. So, it was just amazing. The people who couldn't make the wedding was at this one. So it was just an amazing time. So, family is things. So blended families.
Blended families.
Let's talk
regular
about
families,
that.
crazy families. Because you know my family, Sean. I have the crazy family.
You have fought with my family.
Oh, that I will never forget. Barbara, you had to be there for that one.
With my family.
You had to be there for that one. Her blood brother.
Yes, my blood brother. He's the
Got
only
into
boy.
a fight with someone, and myself, Sean, and her other brothers was there trying to break it up. It was the most insane day. It was like 400 degrees out.
It was the summertime, yeah.
It was smelling like
heat. It's the stupidity.
yes. And then on top of that, it was smelling like butt
hot Cheetos
and hot Cheetos. Yes.
It was ridiculous.
That is the epitome of crazy family.
Well, let me tell you something. This is something where I can say that, although Wise and Kimon and everybody is not my blood brothers, they was right there with me, holding me down and just in the trenches with me while we was trying to clear up this, because the cops came, everybody came, and we pulling out badges. We like, wait, we got this. We got this.
Wait, this is a law enforcement event.
So it really, isn't a testament to my relationship to Wise. And, that's why when I introduce him, I say blood could make us no stronger than what we have. You know what I'm saying? And because he's been there. He's been there.
Well, we also, like I said, we have some guests, and there really is no good reason to make them wait. They should be in the fray. They should be in it.
Yeah, let's
so
see.
First, I'm going to introduce Layla Balzano. And come on in, Layla. Welcome.
Hello,
Layla. How
nice
are
to
you?
see you guys again.
Yes.
Thank you. And we're also going to bring in the Mr. Kevin Williams.
The man that keeps me smiling.
Ooh, hello. Oh, you did your good work this weekend, huh, Mr. Williams?
Question on here.
The man that keeps her smiling. There you
yes.
go. Smiling.
Join in the party.
Right.
Welcome and thank you. Wise was good, man.
What's good, brother? How's everything?
Chilling, man. Hey, Miss Barbara.
Happy anniversary again.
Happy anniversary.
We're so happy.
Yo, y'all was missed. For real.
Yeah.
I wanted to be
I can't
there.
even explain to you. Our plans for this weekend fell through. And I just looked at Dave and I was like, this was the suckiest thing to miss. Like, we legit had 2 full NASCAR days last weekend of June, like top to bottom, side to side. And we had those tickets for 2 years.
Wow.
But then we had another thing on the 10th that got canceled. And that was the only reason we didn't go to Atlanta, was because it would have been 3 weekends away. The house would have been like crawling with rats by then.
I'm dead. She said rat, not rats.
Like, yeah. So I'm just.
Trust me, it was a lot. It was busy the whole weekend.
Yeah.
Well, I was busy.
Wow. Yeah.
I felt like Bill Cosby in that Thanksgiving Day show. I was in and out the house the whole time. Going to airports, cutting hair.
He did airport runs. All his family came and was like, you cutting my hair, right? You cut my hair, right? Yeah, he was the resident barber.
Came over, Kev, I need a haircut. It was just disgusting, like seriously. But it was fun, but it was disgusting. Like I was busy the whole time. Got to my own anniversary party late. and I'm here, and I live here.
Yeah.
No, my favorite image from the anniversary party was King watching fireworks.
Oh,
And
That
that's crazy because I wasn't even here for that. I was with my older brother at my other honorary niece's house, and when my brother party, he don't know how to leave. He doesn't know how to leave, so he's over there watching fireworks and stuff over there. Then I come and get the picture that King sitting there with the wine glass, looking at.
wait, but Barbara, did you see the wine glass? Did you see the wine glass in his water? He went.
It's chilly out there.
Okay, get a shirt. He went, got a wine glass because he's been watching people drink out of wine glasses all weekend. So he went and got a wine glass. Okay, tell him, Grandma. Okay.
I know, our special guest.
Right.
You got something to say.
He went and got a wine glass, filled it with water, sat his chair in front of the door, and watched the fireworks. And that was especially, like you said, that was so meaningful for me because last year we had to leave Kevin's cousin's barbecue because it was too much for him. The loud noise and everything was just too much, and we had to end up leaving early to make sure he was good. And this year he's watching fireworks and he's like, a different child. So, that is things. So I know Barbara wants to talk about how blended families are. Barbara, you go ahead and you set the stage and we'll chime in.
No, well, I did, but I didn't. I have a very complicated relationship with my kids. I had a very unhealthy marriage, and I have a really complicated relationship with my kids. They do not speak to me.
They miss
They'll speak to me if they see me at something else, but they won't like come to my house or call me on the phone or answer my calls or anything like that. And if you know them and you're feeling the need to hit them up, please don't. I believe that they should be respected.
Right.
They're full-grown adults. But the one thing, and it really scared me in the beginning, was I met a man with two teenagers who are now 8 years later, 2 young adults. And damn, I tiptoed into that. I was like, so many complicated feelings because what if they don't like me? What if everything that my kids and my ex-husband say about me as a parent is true and I was the only one who couldn't see it? And Sean's like waving at me, but
no, I have like a gnat. Something in what is that?
Oh, there's that too.
Yeah,
but, it was terrifying because after my marriage, for a few years, I would date people with did not drink, and I drink at every opportunity, and didn't have children because I restricted it. I didn't want anybody with a family thing. Now, the bravest thing that I ever seen anybody did, because I was dating for a long time. I was dating for a really long time before I found Dave. And there was a lot of people. I got 4-year-olds, I got 6-year-olds, I got 8-year-olds, I got 10-year-olds, I got full custody, I got joint custody, I got shared custody, and I was kind of next.
You know what? I want to say that I too, before Kevin, that's why it's so funny how life will make you go into, the universe will make you go into what the plan is for your life kind of thing. Because before Kevin, I too dated people who did not have children because my baby is 22. And it was just a thing where it was just like, I don't want, date nobody with little kids and blah, blah, blah. But, Kevin and King came in, Kevin first, and then King came into my life and just changed that whole thing around. You know what I'm saying? And, he is like, I love that boy like I made him. Like I was there. Because he's just an amazing little kid. And, we had our rough patches with blending our family together, because I have grown kids. But, after this weekend and just healing some stuff, we really can say now that our families are like of children, us and our children are really, blended together, and we are, happy or whatever like that. But it's not easy blending a family together, and Kevin could attest to that.
Kevin don't want to attest to that.
It's hard because it's like when you come in and we come in a situation where you feel the kids don't have a male to answer to. They feel that you're taking their place. And it's crazy. And then honestly, you're really not. Like, I wasn't even trying to even take their place at all. But they felt that way. Mm-hmm. And I guess I came in at the wrong time when the whole house was just hectic. And the stuff that they was doing and what stuff was going around and how Sean handled things, I didn't come from that. So it was hard for me to see certain things. You feel the love in the air, but it was a lot of tension in it too. And I guess that comes from me trying to step on their toes. And I really wasn't. I was just trying to get in when I fit in that. You know what I'm saying? I was just trying to come in, say my hellos, and actually go home. Sean wanted to convince me to move in, all that stuff. I was chilling in my apartment by myself. I was good coming over there sometimes and bye. You know what I'm saying? But blending the family is hard. You just gotta have patience with it. And like when King came in, she could tell you it was either you take him or leave him. That's how it was with me. And I'm that kind of father. I'm hands on. So I'm like, listen, my son gotta come live with me.
I
was waiting for the so when I heard that, I'm out. But here comes Sean being a person who she was. All right, let's go. All right, cool. So we just kept on going in. But I think King was one of the reasons why everybody got tight. The King is a loving kid, right? Seriously.
He's so special.
Nothing that boy won't do. Like he's a loving kid. And I kind of made sure that he met her first because I felt like this. Like if King don't like you, something definitely wrong because he likes everybody. Right off the bat, King likes everybody. So I was like, all right, cool. He's fitting in, and it was everything after that. But it was just a lot of beefs and misunderstandings that was happening that it shouldn't have happened, but it did. And I guess when everybody got on the same page, everything was good.
Yeah, Wise was a part of some of those conversations. We call Wise and be like, Wise, listen, what you think about this? So he's like,
the outside source, like,
yes.
And I can't ask my brothers and sisters because they all about Sean. They forget about me. Like my like family, my doctors, like everybody forgets about me. Like she met my sisters, all my sisters, the ones I would call my sisters that we grew up together, and like my sister Denise is like Wise and Sean.
Yes.
Like I make us no closer. And like it's all about Sean. Sean this, Sean that, how Sean doing. Like I'm the person. Like,
but see, sometimes you need that. You need that.
Yeah.
That outside influence. And when they called me, the best part about it was I guarantee Sean thought I was just going to be like, that's my sister, I'm riding. I was like, nope. I'm riding with Kev. She was like, what? I was like, no, I'm riding with Kev. He's 100% right.
Yeah.
And sometimes you need that. And that just worked out. And I knew because of those two, they would work it out because they balance each other off. So she wanted to go one place. He wanted to go another place. I'm leaning with him because I understand as a man, we have to do certain things. And we also look at things in a certain way sometimes. So they got that together. And I guaranteed over this weekend, y'all got everything together.
You saw the pictures. It was all
Yes.
love. It
Yes.
was all love.
I was happy about that because I saw all the love. And I know how it is. And it's also a little different with you two because, like I said, you know, when you first met me, I had just been going through my divorce and starting to date and all that, and it was different for me because my kids were younger, and a lot of the young ladies I was talking to, their kids will be younger, and like Kev said, when you go into a situation, everybody rears their kids a little different. And I was dating a young lady, and her kids, she would go like, her punishment was go in the room, watch TV, play video games. I'm like, hold up, that's not a punishment. Like, shit, send me in my room to watch TV and play video games. I'm happy. So, but her answer to me was, oh, you're black, I'm Spanish, we raise our kids different. So I just laughed. I was like,
wow, really?
But see, it was cool. We had that conversation, and I explained this. It's not even about that culture. It's about, to me, you spoiling your kid, and any kid would be all right. That it's not a real punishment if you're sending me to my room to watch TV and play video games.
Right.
Where's the punishment part?
Right.
So, but I'm also the type of father, I could never date no woman that couldn't accept my kids. Like, my kids are all grown now, all in their 20s. My youngest kid will be 21 tomorrow. Still at this point. Yes, Tyrese.
Oh, wait. That means King and your son have the same birthday. Tomorrow's King's birthday, y'all.
That's what's up. So I know he's a great one because Tyrese is a great one. So, but let me tell you, still at this time, Layla will tell you, if a person can't, my kids are grown and old as hell. If you can't accept my kids still, I can't mess with you.
I agree.
I can't. And I would even feel a little different if my kids weren't the type of adults they are now. My kids are very embracing of people.
Yeah.
They're not like their dad. You know me. I'm like, yo, fuck y'all. I don't care. But
your brother.
right. But my kids are embracing. They're giving. So if you can't get along with them, I'm like, hold up, something's wrong.
Right.
But luckily, throughout life, most people I've been around connect with my kids, and it's all good. So, you know, but to me, I sit there every morning. I do a little message of the day to the family, to the kids.
My mom do that sometimes.
Yes, the daughter-in-laws, whoever's in the family, the friends. That's like, I sit there, and it got so real that the other day I was running late. I forgot to put it up. Whatever. My son Deshaun hits me up. Yo, Dad, what's up? Where's your message?
Where's my message?
Right.
We
My
come to
daughter
like
hit me up.
expect it now. We expect
Yeah, they
the
expect
message.
it now. So I tell, and every day I say family over everything. And that doesn't mean that the other people in your life don't count.
Right.
That just means if you're truly family, We're gonna disagree. We're gonna argue. We'll have our moments. But when nobody else got you, your family got you. And I know you know that, Sean, because we've seen instances where, like you said, your things were blown up. You wanted to curse him out, but that was your brother, and your brothers were there to hold you down with him. Yeah. And at the end of the day, you were there because you loved your brother. And you don't give a damn what anybody else think of him. You want to make sure your brother was good.
Because let me tell you, the part that scared me, if you remember, he was either high or whatever, and he was growling at the little cop. Remember, the cop was like a midget.
Yeah, he was growling at the cop.
Stood in front of the cop and was like, "Sir,
who's this?
My brother, my real blood brother." Like, I was like, "Sir, I promise you, I got it." He was like, and I was like, oh, like,
you want to arrest him or give him a bone?
I didn't know if he was going to shoot him or.
No, he wanted to taser that ass.
Exactly, like,
because he had the hand on the taser, and Sean jumped in front and was like, "Yo," and like she said, we all pulling out our NYPD badges and IDs, like, "Yo, this is what we could control it." And after we spoke to them and we was smoozing the cops, and they was like, "All right, get him out of here. Take care of this, or we're gonna have to take care of it." So,
we got it.
As I was saying, as crazy as that was, you rocked out for your brother.
Yeah, because you wasn't gonna shoot my brother.
Right.
I didn't give a hell what the hell happened. Yeah, and you know, it's so funny because, like, you know, like Layla, I wanted to talk about Layla being your daughter-in-law because Kevin and I, part of the issue we was having is, you know, the issue with my daughter and her boyfriend and what I expect from my daughter. Wise, you know, I came to you about this too. Yeah. I be on Wise phone like, Wise. Yeah, so, you know, like, how did you blend Layla into the family and, you know, accepting her as somebody for your son?
Well, that was easy. Off the bat, when I first met Layla, first of all, I was like, "Yo, she crazy as fuck." So I like her. Yeah, because she didn't come around us pretending. She came around us being who she was, being true to herself.
I love it.
And you know how I feel about that. Like, I don't like the right.
I can hear you.
Yo, know what my mother used to say? Grab a bear and burn.
There you go. But I didn't even have, like, she came through and she was just her. She was just like, "This is what I'm about. I love the hell out of your son."
Aww.
And I was like, "Okay, cool." Now I'm not going front. They know I had a little, because he's a little older than her. So you know me with my age shit. But I was like,
your son is older than Layla.
Yeah, my son is older.
Okay.
So I was like this, all right. But then as I got to know her more, I'm like, she's very mature.
Mm-hmm.
She's on point with certain, where he's slipping with his older ass, she's on point. So I'm like, there goes that balance. You know, I always talk about the balance.
Yes.
So where he's all right, he'll be like, "All right, I'm gonna go buy 5 PS4s and these video games and all that shit." Layla will be like, no, you ain't. We gotta handle this. We gotta do this. And I'm like, "All right, she on point. Welcome to the family."
Right.
Right, because she has his back. And then even, you know, like, they're in an interracial, as you can see, they're an interracial couple.
Okay.
So Layla, sometimes I have to be like, "Layla, calm down," because she be on the fight the power shit harder than me. Layla be out there, Black Lives Matter. I'm like, all right, Layla, calm down. It's cool. But it's the genuine love for my son.
Right.
And the way she introduced herself and carried herself. And then it was what really won me over, it was no falsehood. Like, even when I met her parent, her father and everything, like she didn't hide my son Day and when we came around, it was just like, yo, this is my dad, this is his dad, blah, blah, blah. It just blended, like no hiccup, nothing. Like, you cool, we cool, all right, boom, let's do us. And I respected that. So I'll let Layla continue on that one.
Well, yeah, I feel like you definitely covered a lot, and you violated me a little bit there. But I do agree that, like, I really feel that it was just an easy transition. It was an easy blend. I felt in the same way that I felt immediately comfortable with your son was the same way that I felt immediately comfortable with his family. And I feel that has a lot to do with all your guys' characters, like, and how you guys are to people, you know, like you are all just so kind. And being the person that I am, I never felt the need to cover up who I was. And I felt that if I'm going to put up an act and make it so, oh, maybe if I act like this kind of person, they'll like me more. What's going to happen if I don't feel like I want to put up this act? I want to be honest with these people, you know?
Right.
And it was something that I felt was obligatory. Like, I feel like you have to at least try to make it work, because if you love somebody and they are as involved with their family as Day is, then you always have to make the effort because that's what they want. And that's what you do also out of respect for your partner.
Right.
For me, it was a little bit of a hard transition, only because I hadn't really been exposed to such a, like, I guess I could say, like, a loving family, like to the point where it's unconditional love, because I didn't have much of that at home with my family. And I mentioned this a little bit in the last podcast that I was on, that it makes me appreciate their family more because of the fact that I came from a broken family. And they, like how you guys were saying earlier, that no matter what, like, family is family. I think it really depends on who your family is and the kind of people that they are. Because
Kevin will agree with that.
Definitely.
Yeah. I only have a relationship with 2 out of 3 of my siblings. I don't have much of a relationship with a lot of people on my dad's side. Like, my mom and my dad have no relationship with each other. And it's very, very messy, very dysfunctional. But that's what makes me even more grateful to be a part of Harold's family, because he raised all his children to be great, great people and loving and accepting. And it was all new to me. And that's why it was very hard at first. I think we lost Kevin.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. I'm telling him now. Oh, there you go. Okay. You're back.
But yeah, it was just a very hard transition, but seeing all the love and feeling all the love and the acceptance and just, like, having respect for one another made it a lot easier.
And that doesn't mean we don't fight.
And that's Kevin's perspective. That's Kevin's perspective. Like, he always be like, Sean, family fight. Like, that's just what happens. Like,
especially my family, we always get together, talk shit, fight. There's always something. But
you know, I feel like there's fighting, and then there's, like, just people who really, really just want to hurt you and want to dig deep and don't care how you feel.
Yeah, because some people think like me and my older brother, we fight all the time. And we just be arguing. We argue about sports and everything else. So people really thought
We argue
y'all
about sports.
don't like each other. I'm like,
Right.
nah, my bro, this is what we do. But like my older brother's like my father figure because like my father, you know what I'm saying, passed away. I was mad young, so I really didn't know the dude. Like I had mad respect for him. I didn't know him, so I always thought like I was young. Like, damn, is my brother my father? So you guys like because he used to take me everywhere, do like he did everything. So like I idolized my brother because like when he stopped eating pork, I did.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't really know like my brother was always there. And I had my grandfather who's like I call him the matriarch. He was like the golden figure because he lived to like 100 something.
He 102. He passed
102,
during.
you know what I'm saying? So it's like we always had him and his wisdom. And like my grandmother, like we kept our family tight. So like all our elders passed away. We just had us. So when that, I think that made me and my brothers and my sisters really tight. So Sean sees that, she see that. Like my sister's like my mother. Like Sean, I'm gonna call your sister this, that, third. I'm like, I ain't mess with y'all. I'm gonna chill. You know what I'm saying? So like, yeah, family's like everything. You know what I'm saying? It's some family that even don't fuck with. I have family members I don't fuck with. But I have family members that I'm so tight with. Our bond is like nothing. Like I consider like one of my nieces one of my best friends because me and her literally grew up together.
Mm-hmm.
Tanisha.
Yeah, like I'm a couple years older than my niece.
Speaking of family, thing your brother Mike is on. I don't know if you see in the comments, Mike is on. Hey, Mike. Yes, Mike is on. So, welcome to our podcast.
But that family dynamic is tricky. It's hard. It's so much to it. Like I was explaining to you guys a couple of podcasts ago. Like I'm the younger male in my family, so like my dad wasn't around. So like Kev, I idolized my brother. Like my brother was everything to me. And he went through a spell where, like, first of all, my brother was young. When we were young, he was the pretty boy. My moms used to dress him up in suits. When we moved from Brooklyn to Staten Island, no lie, girls wanted to jump my older sister because they thought she was dating my brother.
Oh my gosh.
So that's how he had it. He used to bring mad girls around to the house and stuff like that. So I was like, yo, that's my man. Always had money, always clean, fly. Go to my teenage years in the 80s. Crack comes around. My brother starts dibbling and dabbling. Now I'm older. I got my little rep out in the street now. And I'm looking at him like, yo, like, what's up with you? You ain't who you was. And I'm gonna give you a story to break it down, and I'm gonna get it off it quick. Sean knows I DJ'd. I used to DJ, do all my stuff.
DJ.
One day, that's right. One day, me and my boys, I come home. My brother come out. He got a little scratch on his head. Yo, they ran up in the house, and I'm like, so now you young, you in your late teens. I got the good dudes I hang out with, but I also got other dudes. And them other dudes happen to be with me. So they like, yo, let's get it and go out here. By the grace of God, and I'm not even a super religious dude, but by the grace of God, I would say this. My mom's happened to start walking in. And she like, yo, what's going on? I'm like, yo, they ran up in here. We called them Cooper. You know, all us black people, we got these weird nicknames, Cooter, Cooper, whatever. So I'm like, yo, they ran up in here and they robbed me and they beat up Cooper. And my mom was like, hold up. Think, Negro. I'm like, what? She's like, You got thousands of dollars worth of equipment in here. They gonna come in here and just take one radio. Yo, I was so mad. But now this is the sad part. This is where it gets messed up. I was so mad. I did not speak to my brother for like the next 5-6 years.
Really?
Yeah, I wouldn't. That's just disloyal. You know what I'm saying? Like
I was so, but see, now I wasn't thinking about things. Like I said, once again, I'm young. This is family. I wasn't thinking, yo, this addiction got him fucked up.
Right.
It don't got his mind right.
Right.
He ain't doing it to me. He's just, this is what he has to do for him at that moment.
Mm-hmm.
And this is why, like, years later, we started coming around. He was doing better. We started talking. And this is why I send out my words of the day every day to my kids. Because right when me and my brother started getting good, he passed away.
Mm.
So now I don't have that that connection. I was like, damn, all those years.
Wasted, right.
All those years we could have built, and I held animosity instead. But like I said, once again, when you young, sometimes you don't get it.
I definitely
So now
because it's tough because when you lose somebody that close, like
You're never the same.
you're never the same. Like I said, me and my sister Nisi, she has a little brother Mike. I know he online.
He's online now.
Now that's my little man. Like I can honestly say I had her hand in raising him.
Mm-hmm.
And, like it was crazy how it was because like, my man Farouk passed away. He was the first person to come see me. Before my mom, anybody, my mother didn't even come home. God rest her soul. She didn't come home from work. I put the post up. He came to see me, and he was the first one to hug me. That was like to this day I still remember that. And it was like, crazy. I'm like, my little brother hugging me. I'm supposed to be doing that for him. So it's like you never know. Like, but losing brothers and stuff like, man, if I lost my brothers, I wouldn't even know. Get a white jacket ready for me because I'm going loony. Because it's crazy. I felt that way with my mom. I lost my moms. Man, I did so much shit to hurt people, and I pushed people away. It was just crazy. And to this day, I'm still saying sorry for what I did to people. Because I hurt a lot of people. I hurt a lot of people. My relationships, everything. I hurt a lot of people. So it's like, but it was my sister who told me to go get help. Because like I said, I respect my sisters. I respect my brothers a lot. And when I disrespected my sister, I knew I was gone. Because I don't do that. Like, I'm my sister keeper. Like, I be letting dudes know, like, listen, don't be out here trying to trip out. I'm that dude. That goes. You know what I'm saying? So like, I remember one time I didn't meet my oldest niece's boyfriend until like a couple years later. Because I'm on him.
Mm-hmm.
But I love my nieces. I love all the women in my family. Because a lot of dudes, I know, a lot of dudes out here be doing stuff out here because they think women don't have no backup. It's backup here. That's why I had to let Sean know that. That's why, yo, these dudes out here, they gonna respect you.
Oh my God, he used to preach that to me all the time.
Respect you.
But that's real.
He used to preach that to me all the time.
Not around. If my brothers is there and some dude come out of pocket, they gonna get it worse than they got it with me.
Mm-hmm.
That's just how we are. Like, nah, it's like, listen, we all together, we gonna go out together.
Yeah.
And that's how brothers, Wise and them and Teddy, all of them, they feel safe when I'm around. Because there ain't nothing going down unless I'm there first.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, once Wise, because Wise is the older, once he put his stamp on it, then it was like, okay, like I have somebody that, you know, my brothers approve of, because, you know, I didn't have a dad. My dad wasn't around, and, you know, I didn't have that male to kind of, show me certain things. So when I met Wise and them and Teddy and them, it was just like, certain things they put, let me tell you, it was so real. And like you said, sometimes it doesn't even have to be blood. Me and Wise is so close. Me and Teddy is close. When I first met them, I was dating a drug dealer. But I also was starting my nonprofit and everything like that, and just starting to find myself in the world. And it was Teddy who was like, yo, do you realize who you're becoming? He was like, you are having meetings with assemblymen and councilmen, and then you have a drug dealer boyfriend. Like, he was like, you gotta fix that. Huh?
You have to pick a team.
Right. And he was like, you have to fix this. Like, you are becoming someone powerful in the world. You have to fix this because this is not who you should be with. And it was his talk that made me realize that although it was love, I had to give it up for, who I was becoming. And, I worked for the police department and everything and had a drug dealer boyfriend. But it was just and it's those people who will put you in your place and show you and steer you from, put you on the path you're supposed to be on.
True.
You know what I'm saying? And it don't always have to be blood, but it's always, somebody who, that's why I love my brothers to this day. Like, I love them no matter what. You know what I'm saying? And I love them because of the simple fact is that, it was them, Wise, giving me a lot of wisdom and a lot of, on how things should look when it comes to men respecting you and all this other stuff. It was them.
Yeah.
It was them.
And I tell Sean what I tell my daughters. And I always, this is my go-to. And to me, it's so real. Love does not hurt. If someone loves you, they're not trying to hurt you.
Right.
That doesn't mean you're not going to have disagreements. Like I said, we could disagree, whatever. We can have heated discussions. Me and Layla have heated discussions. But I have love for her because she's genuine. And when I say people that love you don't want to hurt you, so like Sean them always called me Icebox, and I always said it's not that I'm an icebox.
No,
I don't take the nonsense. That nonsense is like nah, and I'm not gonna have you bring the nonsense around my people. Right. So when dudes used to come around Sean on some BS, we would check them right away. Like, what you doing? Don't even come over here.
Yeah.
We had one dude trying to holler. And when I say we put the pressure on that dude and ran him out the school. And he was like, yo, what's up with that? Like, but we knew what that man was about. He wasn't about nothing.
Listen, it's all different types of family. And it's
right.
Blood makes you related.
There you go.
Family.
Loyalty is family.
Listen, I don't have friendships. And Sean can tell you, I just ended a friendship that was 20-something years plus.
Yeah.
Interfering in my relationship. I can't have that. And I call I'm her son's godfather. And me and my godson, it has the tightest relationship ever. And when she was down and out, I took care of her. And once she started interfering, she had to go.
Mm-hmm.
I love her from a distance, like a very far distance. Like she godson graduation, he called me. She's like, "Hi, Candace." After, "Hi, how you doing?"
It was. Wise and Kevin remind me of each other. It's so funny that y'all kind of like have the same personality sometimes because. Like he was so straight faced, like, just a small snippet of what happened. Like she used to work for me and she used to bring up all Kevin's like stuff that happened when he was a teenager, all his all the chicks he dogged out. Like she was really throwing salt on his name. Like, and one day I had to ask her, like, if you are like, even with his brothers, like she was talking about them, and I'm like, how do you call yourself their brother, their sister, and you in here like dead dogging them out? Like, and when I finally told Kevin, because I was like, I know how Kevin is, so I took a minute for me to tell him. When I, finally told Kevin, it was kind of like, I became uncomfortable because this is somebody that says they love my, Kevin, but yet had so much negative things to say about him and his family. So it was kind of like, it was bad.
Half the stuff she was talking about, she wasn't even there. And I knew, like I said, with Wise talking about the drug thing, it's like she was on drugs, everything else.
Yeah.
And she was just doing too much. And I'm like, you know what? I got to let this go. And I felt bad, but I had to talk to my peoples around me who was around me. Like my sister, Nisi, everybody else is like, it was like, hell, not cut her off. Because it's like, yo, she's trying to hurt what you got. And I'm like, nah, I can't do that. It hurt me for a second, but my cutoff game is real. Once you're done, you're done.
Look at Wise. Look at Wise. Here you go. Here you go.
Coming back from that. And I'm like, yo, and I had to sit there and talk to my godson about it. I'm like, yo, man, I love you as mother, but I gotta love him from a distance. And he understood that.
He did.
He understood what I did for them. And I was like, that would never affect me and him. And to this day, it don't. You know what I'm saying? So it's like all different types of family. Like sometimes you gotta cut people off, sometimes you don't. I love my sister Nisi. I love my brother Mike. I love them to death. I would die for them. I love my sister Leslie. That's my mother. In place of my mother. I love my older sister Keisha, Toya. I love them all. It's just like sometimes, like my sister Keisha and Toya came in my life a little later because, this is for my older brother. He found them. So it's like, listen, family is family no matter what it is. And at a point, no matter what kind of family beef you had, at a point, you let that shit go. If you can let it go.
Mm-hmm. And sometimes you can't.
Yeah, sometimes
Yeah.
you know what? And the ones you can't, listen, I love you from a distance.
Right.
A lot of cousins I love from a distance.
Because once again, Layla will tell you, my dynamic with my family is, from my side, my sister passed away.
Oh, yeah.
I have family that I haven't spoke to since the day my sister was buried. And I'm cool with it. I'm like, all right, whatever. Because you don't need that toxic energy around you.
Right.
Whether we're blood or not. So I'm like, yo, I love you. I never want nothing to happen to you. But like Kev said, I love you from afar. Because we don't need that energy, that toxic energy around me.
No.
And then I'll go back to what Sean was talking about with my kids and the family. Like, even with my ex, I have people to this day that's like, how do y'all rock out like that? I rock out like that because of the 5 kids we have together. They're more important than me. They're more important than her. So you do what you do to make it a conducive unit. I'm not trying to sleep with her. She ain't trying to sleep with me. So you don't have none of that.
Right.
So it's just about the family. And if you get over the bullshit, like me and her didn't work out as a couple, but we're tighter as friends. Like she know I ain't trying to hurt her. She ain't trying to hurt me. Do your thing. Like, even when she was dating, I was never that dude that was going up to other dudes, yo, don't be around my kids. That's the stupidest shit I ever heard in my life.
Facts.
I was confused by that.
Shit.
You were confused by that, Layla. Why?
Because just like my parents' marriage ended in a very messy divorce, and it was actually televised because of the fact that my mother, she is a famous singer in Russia, so it was all over the tabloids, and it was very public, and they were both out for blood. And seeing why does a relationship, like my mother and father-in-law's relationship was like mind blowing. Like I was like, is this what normal people are like? Like, is this what it's like to be around a family who doesn't act out maliciously, or like, I just never understood the dynamic. Like I was happy I was exposed to it, but I was just like, how do they make it work? And they work it so well, like so well.
They do.
But you know what? They grown, and when
Right.
that's grown and know their positions is all sweet. I wish I could have that with my
Right.
son. Well, one is that one is just damaged to the point of no way. We just gonna be in the same room, and it's all about we just happen to squash our beef. The other one, whatever. You know what I'm saying? And I'm good with that because I'd rather say anyway. You say there, I say here. I got my family and stuff. You don't never have to worry about me interfering with nothing. Because I don't care what you do. You can burn for all I care. I don't care. Well, my kids are good. I don't care. Oh, I don't care, man. But it's just like when you see people growing, like, I maybe Sean was probably worried about how I'll interact with her kids' fathers. Me, see, cool. We good.
Yeah, him and my youngest son father, they text each other and everything.
Scorpion on this, we just good.
Yeah, they text each other and everything.
You know what I'm saying? So we good. The other one, like I said, I don't know. Like I seen him, what's up, and that's it. And not the fact of I don't know because I want
shit and ain't never gonna be shit. That's why.
So I'm like, I get along with everybody, man. Me, I'm not abrasive or nothing like that. Listen, you good with me, I'm good with you.
Right.
Just don't cross that line of disrespect, and my beast won't come out. That's what it is.
Right.
Once I go, I'm TTG. I'm trained to go. That's it. That's it.
We just found out that not too long ago, and I've been living here in Long Island for 2 years, and Dave and I have been together for 8 years, that my ex, because he is the king of petty, he can't contact me I have a permanent restraining order, because Messy, like, I could do a whole series of podcasts on the absolute banana pancakes, fucked up shit. Like, he drinks and beats petty. That is his like life.
That's all good.
Sends a change of address to my married name for here.
He what?
Like,
what happened?
Yeah.
Wait, say it again.
Sends a change of address. My married name. I haven't used my married name in like 13 years.
Wait, so he put a change in address.
All of a sudden, I'm getting like fucking Pottery Barn catalogs to my maiden name. I got this like welcome packet from the post office. Welcome to the neighborhood, Barbara Cruz.
That's beyond.
I'm like,
that is crazy.
I'm like, no fucking way.
That's why he can't let
go. I can't even.
That's
was like 2 things. I give him credit for 2 things. He's creative and he's relentless.
No,
because every once in a while, like,
listen, when men get a hold of that yum, they can't let it go sometimes, man.
And you know this is the yummiest yum ever. So this is like reinventing yum while others sit idly by.
And I'm gonna drink to that on that.
It's summer. Red Solo cup.
And we're drinking. Y'all gotta.
And we're drinking.
All who's watching, y'all gotta get a drink to drink with this, because we drink to the funny stuff. So I have to drink. Look, Mike is crying right now.
So when you got a man put a change of address,
he put a change of address to your.
We're like trying to figure it out. We're trying to figure it like, why all of a sudden? I've been here for 2 years. It wasn't coming to the apartment in the Rock. Like 6 years in the apartment in the Rock, no cruise except for Matt's stuff. And it was completely separate. Like Matt's stuff was all cruise. There was no other cruise family, no nothing.
Yeah, that's
And then I'm like, what the actual fuck? Like, my thing is, like, how much rum did that take? How much alcohol was involved in that decision? Just saying.
See, I don't know because I feel that I can take the title of like Queen of Petty, and I think that he could have done better. If he really wanted to be petty, that is hilarious. Truthfully, that is like I don't understand where he even got that idea from.
I know.
Because it's just like I feel like
he
it's
was
just
not a
so out
creative
of
guy.
nowhere.
There were ways that
Yeah.
he could have been way more creative when I was married to him, and he just let that shit slide.
No, yeah. So like I just feel like personally, oh, what happened?
Oh, she'll come back. They must have
Okay.
off for a second. They'll come
We
back.
lost both of them.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean,
Maybe they went to get the yummy.
Yeah.
You don't know.
Personally, maybe it's because I'm younger, or maybe I'm just I don't know. Like with the situations that I've been placed in, specifically with my siblings, like I have two brothers and a sister. One of the brothers that I have, I do not speak to him at all. I have completely gone no contact with him. One of the last conversations we had together, he told me, this is while I was still pregnant, he told me that I should abort my child because it's going to die in my care anyway. So like Harold said earlier, that like people really just want to hurt people sometimes. And even when you feel that like, okay, like I can love you from a distance, there's no such thing as loving from a distance, especially with my family, because there's been times even before, because there were multiple times we had fallouts with this specific brother, and I had brought him back into my life, and in between those times, like I have forgiven him multiple times. I've given him many chances. He is accused, like my mother, of lying and saying that I'm not his father's child because he is my half brother. We only share a father, we don't share both parents. So like I have my fair share of just toxicity and like absolute awful disgustingness. And like I don't know if Wise would disagree with me, because he did say, like, regardless of what goes on, like you're gonna feel bad if like the person dies or whatever. I'm saying I don't know if it's because I'm young, but I literally do not care. Like he could drop off the face of the earth and I would laugh. And some people just make you feel that way, and it's unfortunate that has to be family that makes you feel that way, because you can't choose your family, but you can choose those who you treat like family and who have your back as much as family do. Because when I hear you guys telling stories about, oh, like my brothers did this and they always had my back, it's like I'm upset that I never had that. And it's not fair that like people don't get to experience that just because they were born into a family of like, I guess, just awful people, But I personally, like, this is what, again, like, I feel like I say this all the time, but it just really makes me appreciate being a part of Wise's family, being a part of the Wise family, because they just, it's sad, but it's true. The fact that I believe that his family would have my back much, like, way before any of my siblings would, or anything like that, because there's just so much history. But they, like, I don't know if it's just because I'm with their son and I love their son, and they like, I've never felt like any of it was ingenuine, like I always felt like they truly love me, and that is why they don't want us, like they don't like to see me hurt, and I never understood why I couldn't have that from my own family, but I'm grateful that at least I got it somewhere. And that's why we also, like, me and his son, we have a child now, and I can learn from those mistakes to make sure that him and his siblings and his parents never go through, even if, God forbid, me and Day don't work out, which I don't see that happening. He's stuck with me forever, by the way. Just in case we don't work out, like, it's never going to be messy. We'd never put our child in a position that I was put in. And it's very, I feel like it's easier for me now. Like all that awfulness, it came out with something good, because now I know how to make a family and how to keep my children in good spirits and not put them through the stuff that I was put through.
Right. You learned hard lessons. Your parents' mistakes taught you really hard lessons.
Some people have parents who make mistakes and they go and follow those mistakes. But I was lucky enough where the trauma matured me rather than made me regress.
And that's a good thing. I feel every mistake and things that you went through is gearing you to be like you said, a different type parent, a different person, and that's good. Sometimes, like I said, you learn and
Okay.
you build yourself up. But even with that said, like I said, I understand where you said if he died or whatever, you wouldn't care. To me, you may not care that moment, but maybe down the road you may care a little bit.
Maybe it'll hit me along the lines later on in life, and
because you're not that type of person. You're a good person, and like I said, you may be upset, you may be disappointed. So yeah, right now it's like, oh, fuck them, whatever happened happened. But like I always say, and you know me, I'm like, if a person don't want to deal with me, if they don't want to be around, I'm like, fuck them, I don't care, goodbye, so long, whatever. I have my family. But with that being said, we are still humans and we still care about others. So you could dismiss people, you could say forget it, whatever. But somewhere down the road, you will be like, damn, I wish, like I said, I always say it, it really bothers me to this day that I said, I wish me and my brother could have connected better and longer. Because when we connected, I only had like close to another year with him, if that long, before he passed away. Then I was like, damn. And then like 2 years later, my sister passed away. And anybody that knows me knows, like, I'm not the most open, communicative person there is. I'm more of an introvert. Like, okay, I do the pod and all this and I speak. But when it's on some real personal shit, the only person I ever really opened up to was my older sister. So now I'm like, damn, like, I don't have that now. So I go back to being that introvert and I keep a lot to myself. But like I said, once again, with me sending out my text message to the kids every day, that helps me also. They say it helps them, they love it, but it helps me.
Now we in the same.
All right, Bonnie and Clyde is back. Okay. But like I said, it helps the kids, but it also helps me because once again, growing up, I didn't have that father figure that was there with me. So like my brother, like I said, was the closest. And I want to give my kids the wisdom that I wish someone would have gave me when I was younger. Now, and like I said, that doesn't mean they're going to follow everything that Wise says because my name is Wise. But it's just a map or a guide to what you can do. And I try to always inspire them no matter what. And I think family and friends, you're supposed to inspire each other. You're supposed to try to pull each other up. If you're succeeding and your people on your sidelines cheering for you like it's the end of the world, that's not your people. your people always want to see you come up. So you try to inspire, you try to cheer, you try to push on people every day and let them know they can do what they got to do and let them know you're there for them. And that's it. And I tell Layla, I tell my son, like, I'll tell my son, like, one of my biggest problems have always been, and I try to eradicate that, is like, I won't say I'm not argumentative because I can be, but I always have been that person that would be like, yo, fuck it, I'm done. Like, I'm not gonna keep going over this. I'm done. And you can't always do that. Sometimes you gotta talk it out, get it right, and keep it moving. And that's what I try to push to my siblings, my people.
Like basically because I think we just learned that this weekend. Before that, we had to have a talk with our stepdaughter, everything else. Like, actually, Sean did, because I left the situation alone. I was like, you know what? Because it was bringing turmoil in.
Mm-hmm.
I can't have that. Because I ain't arguing with this one. This one, no. I'm not doing that. I like my life, so I'm not even trying to argue with this one. And she tell me the sky is red, is red. At the end of the day, I ain't trying to argue with her. So I left it alone because at the end of the day, yo, the kids are grown. Yo, whatever choices you're gonna make.
Right.
And at the end of the day,
our new saying is, if you like it, we love it.
Because you're doing it in your own space. Whatever you do in your own space, it's your space. Do what you do. And same thing, I had to do that even with my nephew. Like, at a certain age, like, listen, you grown. You go do what you want to do. Only thing I'm here to do is give you advice. So I take it. If you don't, you don't. At the end of the day, that's your life.
Mm-hmm.
And I say that to my family too, because like, at the times you can't be arguing with everybody. Like, I know that for self. I ain't stressing nobody no more. That was costing me my life. I ain't doing it no more. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't me running the streets doing whatever. It's gonna take me out. I'd have been well prepared for that. Me stressing on everybody else, getting my blood pressure on high, and look. God had to wake me up like, nah, we're going to take this from you real quick. All right, we're going to give her back to you. Ever since then, like, nah, I'm not doing that no more, man.
Yeah, just playing.
Yeah.
But I even tell that to my mother. Like my mom, of course, she's the oldest, and she tries to mediate, and she tries to hold everybody together. And I tell my mom, and I hate to put it this way, but it's real. Like, yo, you can't save everyone. You like, if it's meant to be, it will be. But sometimes it's not. Like, I have family members that don't speak to each other. And I mean brother and sister. Like, but you can't save everybody. And I may love them, and you may want them to be together and skipping around heaven, holding hands. But I'm sorry, that's not for every. And I tell her, you're at the age where you can't have that stress. You're in your late 70s.
Right.
Why are you stressing for some grown-ups? These are grown people.
Mm-hmm.
So, as my aunt would say, my aunt that was at my sister's funeral, she was like, yo, fuck them. Like, this lady, like I said, she like 77. She like, fuck them. I don't let none of these motherfuckers drive me crazy.
Word.
And I tell your mama the same thing. And I looked over to my mother, was like, your sister right.
What Auntie said.
Exactly what Auntie said. You
As my
can't
older
save
brother would
everybody.
say, fuck them.
Yep.
That's right.
Absolutely.
And that goes, and that's family. Like, family is important to me, but it's like you all say, like, you can't choose your family, but you could choose who you fuck with, and that's real. That's real. So I tell people all the time, like, yo, if you in my circle, you in my circle because I chose to fuck with you.
Mm-hmm.
That don't mean you blood, but that means you like blood to me. So it's people that I hang out with Sean quicker than I hang out with some of my blood family, without a doubt.
Yeah.
I hang out with Sean quicker than I'd hang out with some of my friends.
I understand. 'Cause I got the same brothers from my high school and even junior high school. I got one friend I call my cousin. I've been down with her ever since junior high school.
Mm-hmm.
I understand. It's just some people you just click with.
Right.
That's just that. It's just, y'all broke bread together. Y'all shed blood together. And I told my boys cry together, everything. So it's like, oh man, listen. When I lost my kidney, that showed me who was there for me. And it wasn't there for me, ain't there for me now. Because I don't need to fuck with you.
Let me even flip you on.
It was some people that wanted me on my deathbed.
You got your kidney the day that my cousin passed.
Wow.
I am telling you, it was like, because seriously, I was definitely in the mix trying to help find the kidney. But thing, I found out, no lie, at like 11 o'clock, I found out that my cousin, who was only 47, passed away. And she's not my cousin. She's my mom's best friend's daughter, who is probably has more than equal value than a cousin. Because her mom was like the co-mom, took over so many times. And I just felt like, because my cousin that passed, she was a woman that got shit done. She got shit done. And I felt almost like it was a sign. And I'm not a believer. It's not a believer. But it was like she passed away around 11 and somebody passed away that gave you a kidney around the same time.
Yeah.
She was sick for a really, really long time. And I don't think anything about her was harvestable by that point.
Yeah, that was crazy. That whole experience was crazy. Because she could tell you, I was like, listen, I didn't believe it today till I woke up with all the tubes in my mouth. I didn't believe nothing. I'm like, what? All right, whatever.
The time I saw you before that, you looked rough. Like now you're like big and robust and but you were thin and weak and slow. And I don't mean any disrespect. It was like you needed something to happen.
Yeah, I knew it because it's crazy. Because I was just joking with my godmother, and that was one of the greatest things that happened this weekend too. My godmother and her mother first met. And that was like magical.
He was so elated, I almost brought him to tears.
Yeah, because my godmother welcome to anybody. She's like, my godmother's the real Medea for real. Golly, whatever, but will pop you in a second. She is that is like the thoroughest angel gangster I've ever met in my life. So it was like when that happened, it was like that was like a stitch of my mother. You know what I'm saying? So that had to happen.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? She's like the all over with me right now. Like, if she don't get okay, nothing happens. Like, nah, I'm not going with nothing. Like, nah, we not doing this. I was like, I'm last year, we wasn't about to get married. I was like, my God, ain't coming. I was like, I'm done.
Yeah, because she had to pull out the last minute because of COVID.
Yeah, so it was like, like certain things had to happen. Like, it's just what it was. But like, when she was like, yo, you know what? She was like, I never want to see you thin again. Because everybody knows me. I was always fit, muscular, everything. That was me. So now I still got my shoulder, my arm, I got a little pudge, all right, whatever. I lost a lot of weight though.
He got a dad bod.
Yeah, I do.
He got a dad bod. He got a married man bod.
So
we feed y'all so that nobody else wants it.
Yeah. But
when they're out in the streets looking all tight, somebody's gonna hit it.
Right.
We carbo load you, and
But
I make them meatballs. You've had those meatballs.
Oh yeah, definitely.
He's had the meatballs.
My godmother was like, "Yo, I know you was always fake because you was like your dad. You always had your father like your dad, but I never want to see you thin again." She said, last time I saw you thin, you was dying. So I'll never want to see you thin again. Keep the pudge. We go with that. And I was like, what? She's like, no, I don't never want to see you skinny like that again. So I'm like, all right, whatever.
Yeah, no, it's like it's powerful. Family is powerful.
Yes.
One of the things from COVID, like my niece is 20, she'll be 25 in November. And she was kind of, she wasn't a stranger. I knew her whole life. I went to her communion, her graduations, whatever. But during COVID, we went off on a lot of weekends because my one sister has a house in Delaware that she's going to live in when her husband retires. And we kept going down there because there were only so many people you could see.
Mm-hmm.
And my niece is like this full-grown woman now. Like, and I learned things like she likes karaoke and she drinks tequila and she loves to dance and she would rather hang out with her mom and us than anything. And it was like, she was like, I hate COVID. I said, no, we don't hate COVID because this is the thing. We hate what COVID did to people, but it actually brought you into my life as a woman. My mom and her sisters did not do this with me and my sisters and my female cousins. We did not have like bonding girls weekends. I had drinks with my mom at occasions, but never like went to a bar and saw a band.
Right.
Like went to a concert or like a event. We're all every last one of us is gonna go see Elton John next year in the Meadowlands. And it's like, these are things.
Memories.
We never did this. My mom was like one of 11 children, and they never did this with their kids.
Mm-hmm.
And like, you've seen on Instagram and Facebook, we do cool stuff with Zoe and Alex too.
Mm-hmm.
And like, my kids are estranged from me, but I used to feel like my heart was broken. Now I feel like they're really missing out.
No, they are. No, they really are, because you're an amazing person.
Robin, you dope. So you always good with me. You dope.
They are amazing.
You like that. Person. You like that strange guardian angel that ain't never going away.
Right. right.
Like,
try and get emotional. This isn't a Barbara Walters interview.
Well, it's just what it is. I mean, it is like I said. You can't listen. Family is all types of different family. Like, you know what I'm saying? And why is everybody, yo, Kev, I need you? No questions asked. What's up? What car we driving in? That's all I'm gonna ask. You know what I'm saying?
I get the biggest when you call me sissy.
Yeah.
I melt. Because I feel like you have sisters, so that's an extra value.
Yeah, please. When you came with my sister's house, my brother was like, they was like, yo, where Barbara at? They always ask for you. So
I know, and I could feel it.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, you that cool, like you that. Listen, I always call you white black.
A lot of people do.
You like what they call in the Irish neighborhood when you had that chocolate and vanilla ice cream, black and white. That's you. That's you.
The new slang for that is spicy white. They call it
spicy white. Oh,
okay.
I'll take it.
Look,
yeah, you spicy white.
I'll take it.
You spicy white with a mix of oregano. We good.
Look, we got my daughter Tamara. She's like, why am I crying now?
I know.
Because you know what? Like, first of all, my mom was on in the beginning. She said her hellos to everyone.
Yes, tell mom I said hello because I don't know how to type on this damn computer.
It's not showing how we could type. I don't know why. Because we usually could be able to respond.
Right. I couldn't respond.
Yes. So, we have family on here. Kev got family on here. The Wise family showed out yet again. Y'all are in here strong. Like, that is what's up. Like, so this is a beautiful episode because, our families came to support. And, it is, I just think, like I said, after this weekend, I'm still on cloud 9 with dealing with family and, like just feeling the love, because, I've spoke about having anxiety and stuff like that. And I told Kevin and I told my mom, I was like, I really think this is what my heart needed this weekend, to be around people that love me, truly love me, and embrace me with love. And I feel amazing, and I'm still beaming off the
She
love.
realized that I'm not the only sarcastic one in my family. Brother's worse than me.
Yeah.
Or
All the way from Italy.
Worse than me.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And I was cool to see my sister-in-law bond with her, because like she told me that she felt comfortable releasing her grip on me because Sean's with me. That means a lot. To me, my sister-in-law was like this.
Yeah, we had our bonding times. We had our time.
You know what I'm saying? So it was like, all right, cool. So listen, like I said, we're gonna do this every other year. So Barbara, Wise, y'all gotta make it up for next year.
The Wise family, everybody.
Yeah,
love it. But you'll see me sooner rather than later.
Of course.
That's
when
fine.
you get your nonprofit running.
Why you looking at me for?
Because you got to get your nonprofit running.
I've been doing my homework. I've been up 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. She like, you was up like 4 o'clock in the morning. I was
like,
working.
come to bed.
When it gets up and running, we're gonna go feed the homeless in Atlanta, and then turn up for the rest of the time.
Yes, there's people out there that's starving, and I don't like that.
Yeah.
So,
and let me tell you too, when Sean first, I'm so proud of Sean because when we worked in 113, Sean came to me and said, Wise, I want to do A, B, and C. And I was like, yo, you could do this. You got, and she took it from the little thing she did in IS 113 to now she's doing non-for-profits all over. She's a strong businesswoman, and she helped me do my non-for-profit. So, like, I'm proud of her. And I'm proud to call her my sister because of that, because she's always been sincere. And I'm a person that's all about people being real and honest.
Yeah, he is.
Because if you gotta change who you are for someone else, you're not you anymore.
No.
So you have to, and someone told me that, honestly. They told me that to say nothing about them. But they're like, yo, if I have to change me for anybody, I'm no longer me. And you liked me. So, like, you have to be who you are for you. And I'm not saying you can't balance it off and work on things where other people could embrace you, but you should never change who you are for no one. That's why I named my stuff Be Yourself, because you could only be who you are. And my last thing I'm going to say on family and stuff like that, and then I know we almost finished.
We're done, yeah.
We're done. We're overtime. We're in overtime.
But let me tell you, I'm going to say this about my family and my ex. A couple of years ago when I had my surgery, this is what I'm saying is when you say about no animosity, no craziness. I had surgery. I live on my own. My daughter lives with me now, but at that time I was living by myself. And I had back surgery or whatever, and I was coming home. And my ex was like, yo, the fuck you doing? You ain't gonna go home by yourself. She left her house, stayed with her boyfriend. She was like, yo, stay here with the kids. Now, a lot of people wouldn't do that. But I have to respect that. And like I said, that's the grown-up shit. That's the respect for one another. Like I said, it ain't no lust, it ain't no love. That's respect. Right. That's like, yo, we have these kids in common.
Right.
It's no need for me to hate you. It's no need for you to hate me. Let's bring up our kids to be the best they can be and keep it moving. Because I tell people, if you over somebody, it ain't no need to be angry. Like, what you angry about? Because you stopping yourself for whatever other blessings you got.
Yep.
Worried about the last shit. Like, nah, keep it pushing.
Yep.
that's it. And Layla, I applaud you. Thank you for giving me Levi. I'm going to kidnap him soon.
Thank you for giving me Day.
He's a character, but I'm happy for you guys. You balance each other out, and to me, like I said, that's what a relationship is about. That balance, communication, keep speaking. I know you guys talk each other to death, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's good. I have to learn.
I
that.
talk him to death.
But at least you communicate. Communication is everything.
It's big.
And that's good. And you are definitely embraced by the Wise family.
Yes.
We are honored to have you with us.
Yes.
And I'm honored to have all you guys. You guys are my family, and I love you all, and you already know what it is with that. So
on that note, we got to wrap it up tonight. Thank you, Layla. Thank you, Kevin.
Family.
Guys, thank
Family.
Well, thank y'all for having me.
you.
I'll be at work busting out these damn engine parts and stuff, but I'm on vacation this week, so I'm enjoying it.
Enjoy it. It'll still be there.
Yep.
Right. Thanks, everybody. Good night.
Good
All
night.
right.
Good night.